Hello children, welcome back to the class. Now let us deal with a few more questions in the chapter reproduction. So still we are dealing with only plants. So let us see some important questions. So first question, more complex organisms cannot give rise to new individuals through regeneration. Why? So in simple multicellular organisms like planaria, if they lose certain part of the body, they regenerate. It is very possible. But in highly developed, highly evolved, complicated organisms, what happens? Each cell, each organ, each tissue is destined to for a certain function. So that is why it is not possible. If a part of the body is lost, it cannot be regenerated. So that is why you can answer in complex organisms, highly evolved organisms, regeneration is not possible because of various organs and organ systems. If the last part cannot, if the part is lost, it cannot be regenerated. Okay. So in most complex organisms or highly evolved organisms, each tissue organ is destined for certain function, and if it is lost, it cannot be regenerated like simple multicellular organisms like planaria. That should be your answer. And I am repeating, the answer should depend upon the marks it carries. Okay. Next, describe the structure of a flower with the help of a diagram. So there is one more question, that is, what is bisexual flower and unisexual flower? What is bisexual flower? So the bisexual flower means it contains both male and female reproductive organs. It is called bisexual flower. If it contains either male reproductive organs or female reproductive organs, it is called unisexual flower. That means papaya, watermelon are examples of unisexual flowers. Bisexual flower means both it contains male and female reproductive organs. Let us see what are male and female reproductive organs in a flower. So describe the structure of a flower with the help of a diagram. So we are dealing with a bisexual flower. Bisexual flower means it contains both male and female reproductive organs. Male reproductive organs are called androecium. Female reproductive organs are called gynoecium. So first of all, let us see. The stalk of the flower is called pedicel. The upper part of the pedicel is thalamus, and the thalamus is a swollen structure on which the parts of the flower are arranged in whorls. Whorls means circles. So outermost whorl is called calyx. Commonly it is called as sepals. So calyx function is to protect the inner part of the flower during bud condition. Second whorl or second circle is corolla or petals. It contains bright colors or aromatic cells which attract the insects or small birds, which help in the process of cross pollination. That is the function of corolla. And third whorl or third circle is androecium, that is male reproductive system, that is which includes stamen. Stamen has mainly two parts. The swollen part is called anther, in which pollen grains are produced, and the thread-like part is called filament. Anther and filament put together known as stamen. This is male reproductive system, that is androecium. And female reproductive system contains a bulbous structure which is called as a stigma, a tube-like structure called style, and a ovary. Ovary includes ovules. So stigma, style, ovary and ovules put together known as gynoecium, or it is also called pistil. Pistil. It is also called as pistil. Okay, so that is all these structures put together known as the reproductive part of the flower, the reproductive part of the plant, that is flower. So pedicel, thalamus, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. This is the structure of flower. And next one is how pollen grains germinate during the process of fertilization. So pollen grains germinate, that means pollen grains are very minute in their structure, they are produced in large number. So they are transferred to the stigma of the flower by means of wind currents, or in the case of water plants, water currents. And small birds and these butterflies, they help in the process of cross pollination. So when the pollen grains reach the sticky part of the gynoecium, that is stigma, so they germinate. But only one pollen grain will succeed in the process of fertilization. So the pollen grain, it germinates how? By producing pollen tube. So this pollen tube passes through the tube-like structure, which is called as style, and then this style will reach this is embryo sac or female gametophyte through this part. Let us see the structure of ovule. This is the structure of ovule. Let us see. So this is how the pollen grains, that means the pollen grains are transferred by means of wind currents or water currents, or by means of butterflies, or also small birds which help in cross pollination. They attach to the bulbous part, that is stigma, and they germinate by producing pollen tubes. Okay, that is the thing. And next, what is the structure of ovule? So structure of ovule, very important. This is structure of ovule. So ovule is female reproductive part. It is present in the ovary. So if you see the structure of ovule, in the ovule it is the part that is female gametophyte. It is surrounded by two coverings which are called as integuments. And in the ovary, 8 cells are formed. 8 cells. What are the 8 cells? 3 are antipodals, 2 are synergids, and 1 egg cell. And remaining 2 fuse together to form secondary nucleus. So that means before the formation of this female gametophyte, what happens? Meiotic cell division will take place, and diploid cells will form. They will become haploid. That means meiosis is a type of cell division which takes place during the formation of gametes. So that is why what happens? 2 sets of chromosomes will get reduced to 1 set. That means diploid cells become haploid. So here you can see antipodals are haploid, which is indicated as N. And the next synergids are haploid, that is indicated as N. And egg cell is indicated as, it is haploid, indicated as N. But secondary nucleus is formed due to the fusion of 2 nuclei. So it is in diploid condition. So in the ovule, what happens? This female gametophyte contains 7 cells. Out of 7 cells, antipodals are haploid, synergids are haploid, and egg cell is haploid. But secondary nucleus is diploid in its condition because it is formed due to the fusion of 2 nuclei. Okay, so that is the structure of ovule. And so next, what is meant by double fertilization? What is meant by double fertilization? So here, so how does it take place in flowering plants? So when the pollen tube passes through the style, the nucleus in the pollen grain divides into 2 male nuclei. 2 male nuclei. One male nucleus fuses with the egg nucleus to form zygote. And second male nucleus fuses with the endosperm nucleus, that is secondary nucleus to form endosperm nucleus. So if you observe the chromosomal number, first male nucleus is haploid in its condition. Second male egg nucleus is haploid in its condition. So zygote is formed, will be in diploid condition because zygote is formed due to fusion of 2 haploid nuclei. But in the case of here, one second male nucleus is haploid, but secondary nucleus is diploid in its condition. So the endosperm nucleus will be in triploid condition. Triploid condition, that means it contains 3 sets of chromosomes. So here zygote contains only 2 sets of chromosomes. So this formation of zygote is called first fertilization, and formation of endosperm nucleus is called second fertilization. Both put together known as double fertilization. So double fertilization takes place only in flowering plants. Okay, so this is about double fertilization. Next, what changes will take place in a flower after fertilization? When the fertilization is over, what happens? Zygote is formed, endosperm nucleus is formed, and then what happens? Lot of changes will take place. That means whatever the functions of calyx, corolla is over, and stamens, stigma, style, the functions are over, and that is why gradually they dry and fall off. But remaining part is ovary. Ovary contains ovule. What changes will take place? That means first thing, ovary will develop into fruit. Ovules will develop into seeds. Integuments will develop into seed coats. They will develop into seed coats. And zygote will develop into embryo. Zygote will develop into embryo. And endosperm nucleus will develop into endosperm tissue, which is nutritive tissue. Endosperm tissue is nutritive tissue. So ovary will develop into fruit, ovules will develop into seeds, and integuments will develop into seed coats. Zygote will develop into embryo. Endosperm nucleus will develop into endosperm tissue. So all these changes will take place in the ovary. So the fruits with the seeds are formed. Okay. So that is the changes that are taking place in the flower after fertilization. And I have told you already, bisexual and unisexual flowers means bisexual flowers either they contain only gynoecium or only androecium. So for only gynoecium or androecium, that is male or female reproductive systems. If they contain only male reproductive system, that is androecium, or female reproductive system, that is gynoecium, they are called unisexual flowers. Example is I told you papaya, watermelon, etc. Bisexual flowers means they contain both male and female reproductive units, both androecium and gynoecium. You can say take the example of datura, hibiscus, etc. Okay, that is bisexual and unisexual flowers. And how does germination of a seed takes place? So when the seeds are formed, so the seeds after their formation, they undergo certain period of rest. That is called as seed dormancy. It is called seed dormancy. And so what is seed dormancy means? The resting period or sleeping period of the seed after its formation is called seed dormancy. So when the favorable conditions occur, that means when there is sufficient temperature, water availability, then the germination of seeds will take place. And so the zygote which has developed into embryo, and it will germinate. So the first, so you know, that means phototropism and geotropism. So due to the presence of auxins, the stem will develop towards the light, and root will develop towards the soil. So the first formed stem is primary stem, is called plumule. It is called plumule. And first formed primary root is called radicle. So this radicle develop into the soil, that is geotropic movement, and it will form a root system. And stem, it will exhibit phototropic movement, and it develops a shoot system. So the plant will naturally develop with a strong healthy root system and shoot system. So that is how the after seed, a certain period of resting period, seed dormancy, the seed will germinate. So that is primary stem is called plumule, primary root is called radicle. Okay, so that is, so what is the life cycle of a flower? So after the germination of the seed, what happens? The plant will grow, and vegetative parts of the plant are so the roots, stem, branches, leaves, etc. And reproductive part of the part of the plant which takes place in the sexual reproduction is a flower. So again, flower contains androecium and gynoecium. Pollination, self-pollination or cross-pollination will take place. And next thing, the after pollination, fertilization. So in flowering plants, double fertilization will take place. And zygote and endosperm tissue are from zygote will develop into embryo, endosperm nucleus will develop into endosperm tissue, which is nutritive tissue. This endosperm tissue supplies nutrients to the growing embryo. So the embryo takes the nutrients from the embryo, and then it begins to synthesize its own food by means of photosynthesis, and it will develop into a plant. So this is the life cycle of a flowering plant. So these are all important questions which usually appear in the examination. So each question should be answered depending upon its marks. So structure of a flower, structure of ovule. So with the diagram we have to explain. Okay, and so that is what is double fertilization means. You have to one male nucleus fuses with the egg nucleus to form zygote. Second male nucleus forms with the secondary nucleus to form endosperm nucleus. So endosperm nucleus in a triploid condition, zygote in a diploid condition. All these things you have to explain. Hope you have understood. Okay, so next we shall deal with the reproductive system in animals. Okay, thank you.